Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are good. Hope you all have enjoyed your holidays. Okay, so shall we come back to our lesson? In accountancy, we have completed six lessons, isn't it? Six chapters we have finished. The next chapter, the seventh one, is company accounts. Okay, company accounts. Here, company means we know the joint stock company. I think in 11th you have studied this one, isn't it? Joint stock company. Why this form of organization has come into existence? How? That we should learn, isn't it? We have studied this one in 11th standard about joint stock companies. Many form of organizations were available, isn't it? We have studied the main one, the first one was sole proprietorship organization. Only one owner will be there. He's the one to conduct the business and to enjoy the profit, everything. He is all in all, isn't it? He has to invest money and he has to manage the business, and what he has to enjoy the results of the business. That means either profit or loss, whatever it is, he is the person who has to enjoy, isn't it? So there some limitations are there. Since he is the only person to invest capital, a large amount cannot be invested, or if he does not have his own capital, he can borrow from his relatives or friends. So that is limited capital, and here sometimes the management capabilities may not be there, so he may not be able to manage the business also with expertise knowledge. So to have these two, they have organized the next organization they have formed by joining two three people together, that is partnership organization. Okay, they will be joining together, and each person called partner will bring in capital, their share of capital. So with some additional investment, they can run the business, and some of the partners may have the leadership qualities, or they have the expertise knowledge in some areas, either in managing or accounting, or marketing knowledge will be there. So with that expertise knowledge, they could develop the business, that is the partnership accounts. And then here also some limitations available, though they get some more investment as capital, and persons with the managing capabilities, they have some difficulties, that the business comes to an end if a partner dies, or if a partner becomes insolvent or lunacy. Okay, that means they become mentally retarded, they are not able to manage, mentally ill. Okay, so they have, and the needs of the people all over the world, because that has been increased because of the increasing population around the world. Everywhere that population has been increasing in a fast rate. So to have more production, to increase the production, to avail enough products for the that available population, they were compelled to increase the productivity. Quantity of production must be more. So to cope up with that increased population, they were supposed to increase the production. For that purpose, they have formed another organization, that is joint stock companies. Okay, this joint stock companies, here also many people can invest, not 2 5 10 20. Okay, that is for partnership. Here hundreds of people can be participating. Hundreds of people can invest money in the company form of organization, and that management is given to a specific group. that is called the management, board of directors. Okay, the managing people are elected by the company shareholders. Okay, the board of directors only will manage the organization. And the owners, who are the owners of the that organization, company form of organization? They are the shareholders. You should know who are the shareholders, because the total amount invested by all the people, that is called share capital. Okay, the total share capital of the organization will be divided into small unit. Each unit is called a share. Okay, that share can be contributed by the public, general public. That means any person. Okay, any person can contribute to the capital, share capital of a company. That means they purchase the share of that company that is issued by the company at the beginning. Okay, so that a person who contribute to the share capital is called shareholders. Okay, shareholders, they are the owners of the company, and these shareholders in their meeting, annual general meeting, this one we will study in commerce in the latest chapters. Okay, last chapters we will learn. So this board of directors will be elected by the shareholders in which meeting? Annual general meeting, that is for the shareholders. Okay, general meeting. They will elect a group of people as directors. They are called the board of directors. So they are managing the company. Then the joint stock company. The company is situated in one place, and the shareholders will be all over the country. Okay, maybe the company may be situated in Mumbai, but the shareholder may be either from Chennai or from that Kanyakumari, our place, because nowadays we purchase and sell shares through stock exchanges, isn't it? That we have already learned in the commerce, that is stock exchange, under the, it is organized by the organization SEBI, isn't it? So they are the shareholders elect them, and the directors manage the organization, the company, but the shareholders are available all over the country. So their interest must be protected, isn't it? Who's the shareholders? They, because they are the owners, they have invested, so their investment must be protected. So they, it should be, that is why they are appointing the board of directors. So the directors must provide some amount for their investment. Okay, for this share, they are investing share. So why they invest money? Their money must be protected, and they will give a portion of the profit of the company as dividend. Like we invest some amount in the bank, we get interest, isn't it? In the same way, if we invest money in the company as a share, we get dividend from the company. Okay, like interest, we call that one dividend. But here, the in other two forms of organization, we have studied the sole proprietorship and the partnership firm. Their liability is not limited. What is their liability? What that liability is? Unlimited. But here it is limited liability. It is the one of the greatest advantage of this organization, company form of organization, because they are liable. The shareholder is liable for the face value of the share. For example, if he has purchased around 10,000 rupees share, if the company suffers loss, he has to lose only this 10,000. Okay, he is liable. His liability is limited to only rupees 10,000. He does not need to pay above this 10,000. Okay, that is why they have this. It is one of the advantages for the shareholders, because in other type of organization, sole proprietorship organization, I will explain, just listen. If his business suffers loss, or he has borrowed around 10 lakhs from the bank, and he has invested only 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, for example, okay, 2 lakhs in this business, and he that loan is around 10 lakhs. He was not able to run the business efficiently, so he has incurred a loss of rupees now 10 lakhs. Okay, he has to pay the loan. He is liable to pay 10 lakhs. If he has sold his assets, business assets, he will get only 2 lakhs, but the remaining 8 lakhs must be paid from his private property, private assets. Okay, so he is liable. So his liability is unlimited. Okay, but here, if the same example we can follow here, that company has suffered a loss of rupees 10 lakhs, and one of the shareholders, he has invested only 10,000, means he has to incur only this 10,000. He will lose only 10,000, but his private property is not included for the liability of the business. The business liability and that private liability is separate here. Understand? But there in sole proprietorship organization and partnership organization, both they will consider the business as business liability and the that private that business and his private assets will be considered one and the same. Okay, so here's limited liability. Many advantages. These features of company form of organization. We will have some more benefits. Okay, first we should know the meaning of this company. It is a voluntary organization. Okay, it is a voluntary organization. We have studied in the, I think I have explained in commerce. I have started one class I have taught you. Then again I have started from the that the beginning lessons, isn't it? So there I have taught you the features. Voluntary meaning, voluntary association of persons. Okay, it is a voluntary association of persons. Persons only come together. It has separate legal entity. Separate legal entity. Legally, it is considered as separate. Okay, company. Okay, any company, Tata Limited. That means that company is separate from the owners. Okay, so it has separate legal entity. It has perpetual succession. Here, perpetual, that means continuous succession. It can run even if any person retires, or any person dies, or any person becomes insolvent, or if he dies, or if he become mentally retarded, or any reason, the company will not come to an end. Only that persons will go and come. Some shareholders may join, and some shareholders may sell their share, and they may be terminated from their membership, but the company will run forever. Okay, only it will come to an end at the time of winding up. Winding up is there to close the business. Okay, unless it is wound up, it will be having perpetual succession. That means it is for that permanent lifetime. Okay, not permanent, throughout the lifetime of the period they cannot survive, isn't it? Long live is there. Okay, perpetual succession, and with limited liability. That is main feature of company form of organization. Okay, limited liability. So that is the meaning. One definition is given. I think that same definition that is given in the commerce book you can study. Okay, not this one. Now we will learn the characteristics. That's what we have learned here. That only we are going to learn once again. Okay, the characteristics. You should understand, but the accounts are very easy. Only some entries you have to learn. Okay, if you learn the entries, it's very easy. Okay, no need to do any calculation. Okay, like other preparing balance sheet, revaluation account. Okay, it is very simple. Only the journal entries you should learn. So now we will learn the characteristics or the special features, unique features they have. Okay, company form of organization. From this word, voluntary organization. We know voluntary, opposite compulsory, isn't it? Voluntary association of persons. They join. Okay, they come as a group, as a company with the with that means voluntarily they come. Nobody is there to compel them. Okay, no, even law cannot compel a person to become a member of a particular company. Okay, it is a voluntary association of persons. Then separate legal entity. See next one, separate legal entity. We know it is considered as artificial person. Why it is an artificial person? Because it has one what a person will do. A person will sign in the document, isn't it? So we can sign in the name of that company. That is, the company is, if we say that Tata company, that we think of that company only, isn't it? So that not that owner, simply a company's name. Okay, then both is one company. If it is a limited company, limited liability only, they have given that word limited. Okay, so it is an artificial person. It can sign the documents with a seal. Okay, that is the third point. It has a common seal. The seal will be there. So in it, that since even though it is an artificial person, it doesn't have its hands to sign, to legs to walk, isn't it? But they can, we can sign, the person, authorized person can sign the documents with a common seal in the name of that company. Okay, that is common seal will be there. Okay, in the document if they keep the seal, that is why if anybody get attestation in the document, in the certificates, they will ask to get the seal of that institution, isn't it? That is considered here in the company. It is considered as the artificial person. So that company, in the name of the company, an authorized person can sign. Okay, that means that seal is considered as the one evidence. Okay, then perpetual succession. Perpetual succession I have explained. It has a long life. Okay, that company will continue forever. Ever means not till the end of the world. Okay, for long period of time it will survive. Okay, so no one can stop its continuity, its running. No one can, because the members and the company are separate legal entity. Any person can come and go, but it will not affect the life of the company. Okay, it can be wound up only at the time, that means by law, that there are some circumstances when they can wind up a company. Wind up means what? To close a company, some legal formalities are there. They can wind up, they can close the company, but until then, the company will run forever. Okay, now then limited liability. Limited liability, the liability of the shareholder is limited to the face value of the shares held by him. Okay, the face value of the shares held by him, but not his private property. Okay, if any loss incurred for a company, so the private property of the shareholder cannot be used. Only the share that he has bought from the company can be taken away. Then transferability of shares, the ownership. We have learned already, once they purchase shares, that shareholder becomes the owner of the company, isn't it? Now, this ownership can be changed, transfer from one person to another person, just transferring the share or buying and selling the share in the stock exchange. Okay, the ownership can be transferred from one person to another by mere transfer of the share. If he has transferred the share from his hand to another hand, that person, second person, will become the owner of that particular company. Okay. So, but this is not possible in the partnership form and sole proprietorship form of organization. There the ownership cannot be transferred, isn't it? That person only is the owner. If he does not want, he can, okay, he cannot sell to another, but he can sell the property, but ownership cannot be transferred easily from one person to another. Okay, now here in this lesson we are going to learn about the shares only. Okay, share only we are going to give importance, how to issue share, how we receive share. Okay, in how many installments we are receiving share, what entries we need to prepare. So for this one we need to learn the meaning and types of shares. What are shares? We know, isn't it? I have told you the total share capital. Capital is divided into many parts. Okay, many units. One unit is called what? Share. Okay. These shares are of two types. One is equity shares and preference shares. Equity shares and preference shares. Here, that preference share you should know, they have two preferential rights. Preference means that that preferential right they have. One, at the time of that means running of the company, at the lifetime of the company, they have two rights. Okay, two rights they have. One, at when they get the dividend. You know what is dividend? The reward of the share. Okay, they have invested money in the company. So from the profit of the company, a portion of the profit will be distributed to the shareholders as dividend. So here the equity shareholders also get dividend, but whom will be given preference? The preference shareholders. Okay, at the time of lifetime of the company. Then at the end, winding up of the company, they will get their share of capital. Before contributing the share capital to the that means the redemption. Okay, they have to redeem the capital. Before redeeming the equity shareholders, they have to give back the shares of preference shareholders. Okay, they have to give back the shares of preference shareholders if they are going to wind up the company. Okay, end means winding up. At the time of winding up of the company, the capital will be given first. At the time of the lifetime of the company, the dividend will be paid first. If they have more profit, only then they will be given. Okay, first preference for them, second only equity shareholders will get. given dividend from the profit after distributing to the preference shareholders. The equity shareholders will get their dividend, and if the company is going to an end, they are going to wind up the company, the preference shareholders capital will be redeemed first. Only then the equity shareholders amount will be given back. Okay, that is called preference share. Then who are equity shareholders? They do not have any preference. That is called. Okay, they do not enjoy any preferential rights. Okay, here there is no here, but again the dividend also they have one fixed rate of dividend. Okay, fixed rate of dividend, but here they do not have any fixed rate. Only if they have enough amount after distributing the dividend for the preference shareholders, the equity shareholders will be given. Okay, in the same way, at the time of winding up of the company, the equity shareholders capital will be paid after paying to the preference shareholders. Okay, so we can call them as ordinary shares. Equity shares are also called as ordinary shares. Okay, ordinary shareholders, they are preferential shareholders. Okay, again we are going to learn about the capital. Here many kinds of capital. Here you should know what are the kinds of capital. First one, authorized capital. Okay, the greatest capital. Okay, that is the greatest capital, the large amount. Why it is called authorized capital? Because this capital is authorized by the memorandum of association of the company. Okay, that means the maximum amount a company can raise capital from the public. Okay, that is the maximum amount. Above that authorized capital, a company cannot raise its capital. Okay, so that is called authorized capital. This capital is also known as registered capital, because this amount only will be registered with the registrar. That is why it is called registered capital and nominal capital. It has two other names also, registered capital or nominal capital. Totally three names: authorized capital or registered capital or nominal capital. Same capital, that is the greatest capital, the maximum capital a company can raise. Okay, then next capital is issued capital. We know this memorandum articles of association, when they are preparing at the time of promotion of the company, at the time of incorporation of the company, when they start a business, they have to prepare this memorandum or articles of association. Okay, that time itself they have to mention, and this a part of this authorized capital. Okay, what is issued capital? A part of authorized capital will be issued to the public, that is offered to the public for subscription. Okay, as subscription, the public will subscribe, each person. Okay, so issued capital is a part of the part of authorized capital. Okay, then next one, a part of issued capital is called subscribed capital. They will issue one document that is called prospectus, will be issued to the public. Okay, to the all over the that country, they will issue one document that is called prospectus. There they will offer only this much amount we can raise from the public. Each that face value of each share will be mentioned there. So the public, if they are satisfied with the terms and conditions of the company, if they wish to invest their money in that particular company, they will subscribe. Okay, so it is a part of issued capital. Okay, so what the public will do, they will apply first. Apply to a bank. Okay, they will apply in a particular bank, and there they have to pay some money, that application money. Okay, that application money they have to pay. That we will learn the next one. So that is called subscribed. Okay, subscribed capital. That you that application, that allotment and all you will learn next. Okay, when we are learning in the that journal entries. Okay, that is the next one, subscribed capital. Then they have received the application money and they will allot, the company directors only will do this function. Okay, application will be done by the share, that once they have accepted their application, they will become the shareholders. Okay, then they will do the allotment. Okay, they will allot the share, or once they do the allotment, they become the shareholders. Then they will send that share certificate will be given to the shareholders. Once they get the share certificate, they become the owner of the company. Okay, next one, called up capital. Here the full amount will not be given first. Okay, the full amount of the share may not be given. Total, that face value of a share is divided into many parts as 4 installment. Okay, application, allotment, then first call, second call. So we can say it is a part of subscribed capital. Okay, called up capital is a part of subscribed capital, and they are calling up those shareholders to pay that amount, call money. Okay, now those who have, the next capital is paid up capital. All the shareholders, all the called up money cannot be received. So now we can say it is a part of called up capital. Okay, it is a part of called up capital, that is called paid up capital. The amount paid by the shareholders, that is called paid up capital. Okay, the last one, reserved capital. Reserve capital. Here, this subscribed capital, a part of subscribed capital which is not called up, is called reserve capital. Okay, so the company will reserve a part of subscribed capital. This capital will be called up only at the time of winding up of the company. Okay, at the time of winding up of the company only, this, and that means that what is not called up. Okay, that the part of subscribed the capital which is not called up will be called up only at the time of winding up of the company. That is called reserve capital. Okay, so now we have learned something about the company form of organization, about the share and its features, everything. Now I will mark and you read the full thing. Okay, full chapter we have to read. Okay, the full thing you read, and the meaning you mark this one. Okay, then what is authorized capital, then its features, characteristics you learn, they may ask. Then what is reserve capital, that also you mark. Okay, then issue of equity shares and all we will learn in the next lessons. Okay students, thank you very much.